Good freaking morning, Dynasty Pylon. Morning, Spike. What is going on? Mark, how are you? Mark, is internet already okay?
He's froze. Yeah.
Look at the state of him. There it is. Now he's back. Are you back? Are you good?
Yeah, I was like, oh, all I hear is good morning, and then also I was like, oh my god.
But we can't make fun of your internet, or else Braden gets mad. So
That's true.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. This is a continuous problem Mark has. He comes in and out of the internet. So yeah, what's up? But how are you, man?
I'm good.
How's work?
It's going all right.
It's keeping you busy, bro.
Yeah,
You're no longer part of the Wednesday shows. But
I know. It feels like it.
yeah.
I'm going to be in charge of training at my branch now.
Already?
Yeah.
What the dude? Damn, they're passing the keys to you, like Mark already.
Yeah.
How long you been there?
7 months.
That's New Year. Already
wow, that's crazy, man. I mean, that's good, but that's crazy. What's up, Kevin? Squad, yeah, what's up? Almost. Our main boss isn't here again for some reason. So hopefully he shows. I don't think he'll show, but Brian thinks he will. I say he won't. Mark, what do you think he will? What's he doing?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe like 40 minutes in, he might pop in, say hi.
Say 40 minutes? I don't think he'll show. He'll probably just show just to prove me wrong. But
just to prove you wong, I'm gonna text him.
That's what I said. He's gonna. That's what I said. He's gonna pop in. And be like,
if that's what it takes,
Lucas, just get on right now.
If that's what it takes, man. If I have to call him out to get him on after he's been saying, "Yeah, I want to be Sundays. I'm like, all right, well, we haven't stopped. We're still going, regardless. Someone's gonna be on Sundays, especially with the season right around the corner. Training camp opens up basically this week.
Yep.
They have the option to open up the camp if they want to or not, but for sure the 15th is going to be a main key pieces for these teams. As for these players' contracts, so Monday's a big deal tomorrow for a lot of these teams. So I don't know, like, how do you feel about all that? Like, tomorrow's basically day one, essentially.
Excited.
Yeah, I mean, rookies report tomorrow, which is huge. So having the opportunity to see the rookies, see what's going on, and for the 5 teams or the 5 players that have not signed the first round contracts yet, it'll be the opportunity to see if they actually show up, or you're going to have contract disputes.
Right.
So those are things that come like JJ McCarthy, of course, Chicago with Caleb Williamson and Roma Dunze, which I think they're holding off because of Hard Knocks. They're going to show it on Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
they're signing their contract, but there's still other people that haven't signed their contract. So, which is really weird because it's tiered. Like what you're going to get.
Yeah,
like, there's no new things.
Like so, like you said, Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams, I kind of understand, but like everybody else, I'm like, you can hold out all you want, but everything's structured in like the CBA. So I don't know what you're trying to hold out for.
Yeah, I don't know.
So the rule is if
like signing bonuses, maybe.
No, so if you sign a contract that the league does not deem as part of, okay with the collective bargaining agreement, it's null and void. So like if someone's trying to say this contract says no more 5th-year option, because that was the rumor for Caleb Williams. He doesn't want the 5th-year option for quarterback. If you do that, the contract becomes null and void. It's like you cannot sign a contract that does not follow the collective bargaining agreement.
Right.
So like,
I don't know. It's steps that they have to do. Like, why argue something he hasn't been changed in years? It's dumb. It's stupid. Just sign, bro. Like, you got an opportunity to even play. Whatever.
I will say I did see this coming. I've said it. I told everyone, like, look, guys, you think this contract's gonna be easy? You think he's gonna be that much cheaper? Guys, just let you know, it's not happening.
Yeah. But basically starting from tomorrow to the 22nd. So that's basically the 22nd would be probably the first scheduled day for a lot of these programs to start their free agency. So that's when they kind of have to have the main key dates for them to start. All the unrestricted free agents as well. All that's got to be done basically by the 22nd. So everything's ready for basically the following week would be August 1st, which would be the Hall of Fame game, which is you guys there in Chicago. But which is playing in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Is it the Hall of Fame? Canton.
Yeah. So that should be an interesting game. It's basically right around the corner. I can't wait, man. Like I seriously, okay. We just did our Dynasty draft, and Brian's been waiting all freaking week to talk to Mark about how he did and how he felt and what was going on in his war room and what's up. So,
well, I mean, Mark and I, we definitely were texting back and forth with some of the stuff, figuring out what was going on, what we're thinking and stuff. But I want to know how you felt you did on the draft, because you had a lot of picks and you got a lot of talent. How did you walk out feeling?
I feel pretty hyped about my receivers now. I feel like I got rid of D-Hop and I brought in Adonze and Brian Thomas.
Yep.
So I was excited about being able to do that. I'm still kind of I'm excited for Benson. I think Benson has all the tools to be really good. I also did pick up Blake Corum, but I was messing around with Martin. I was like, he'll be good for 1 year before the Rams move on to somebody else. Because that's just what they do. I didn't need – those were the two positions I felt like I was really, really getting old at on my Dynasty team. And I felt like I did at least a decent job of getting younger at those positions.
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't the best class for running backs by any stretch of the imagination, but
you got the one that might
the top
stay a
two
little bit
best.
longer. Benson might be the one that stays a little bit longer than the other ones.
That was my thought process. I was like, I do like Brooks, but I just didn't like where he landed. And I have Connor, so I was like, can't hurt to have him.
It makes sense for you to get Benson. And I think you chose the right one. Benson over Brooks probably be the best one. The issue is with all these running backs, and I've been saying it, they all have some type of injury history.
Yeah, I was looking at every single bio was like, this injury in college, this major injury in college, I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah, all of them. Every single one of them. The talented
not all of them
ones
are
at
major,
least.
but not all of them are major
Benson had 2 major knee injuries.
Benson
did have 2 solid years since his injury, so I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, can you think of another running back that had a lot of knee injuries that actually lasted in the NFL for a long time?
Yeah.
I mean, there actually are. That had major ones in college. There are a couple of them that end up ACLs almost is a common injury now, and they are getting torn up all the time. I mean, I'm not as worried about the first one. It's the reoccurring one, and that's why I was worried about Benson. But having some injury, some knee problems, that's just part of the thing,
I think it's also the way the position is. That position is more prone to it as well. There's so much shifting, there's so much movement involved, and they get tackled by dudes that are twice their size. Yeah. And at full blast. So it's like that it's crazy how the NFL do not value that position right now. I think, and me and Brian believe it'll change here in the next year. The scarcity and the availability to these guys is almost none. Like there's like I said, this class is not the filler class. The next 2 years might be the filler class to give the league a little bit of hope, but right now we're relying on a lot of these veterans. Like Kamara is now not even relevant anymore. Like he's on his last leg, and we talked about Kamara so much times that this year is going to be his last and final good year, because I do believe that the Saints might move on from him. And that's just kind of how it is. So same with Henry, same with McCaffrey's. We're just kind of hoping and waiting. He's on that Tua tier. We're going to continue to play him, and then until he gets his concussion or when McCaffrey gets hurt, we're going to be like, oh, crap. Like, now what?
Because
that,
him not getting hurt this last couple of years has changed our opinion of Christian McCaffrey overall.
Which is crazy because the Niners get hurt all the time, and we're like, oh man, he's definitely getting hurt now,
right?
And he hasn't got hurt. I was like, oh, that's weird. Everybody else around him gets hurt except for him. I don't know, but it is interesting to see how these running backs have evolved and how they have decimated into nothing. Like, there's a lot of people who are out on Eckler so fast. It's amazing. And that's just because he went to the Commanders. And it's like, okay, well, he could still be a valuable asset this season. We just don't know how they're going to use him. Because as far as we know, it's just been bulldozing running backs, but they haven't really used the pass catcher. They've had a good one, and they just didn't really utilize it. So it's like, what are we going to do? I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
But again, it's interesting. Pollard,
we have different coaching system,
right?
Different
overall
and
that's the thing. That's why a lot of people are out on it because they don't know. They're scared of the unknown. Like Pollard right now is also another one. People are scared of the unknown. He should be the one, but then can Tajay actually outdo him? So that it's a 2-back system in most teams now, and it's.
I honestly have no idea what to expect from Pollard.
Say what?
I said I have no idea what to expect from Pollard going into this season.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how a lot of people are with Eckler, and it's like, okay, Eckler and Pollard, Henry is an interesting one. They would assume that he should be the workhorse, but Lamar can do what Henry does, and that's the scariest.
I mean, here's the thing about Henry. He's the one thing he's been different than everyone for his entire career.
Lamar doesn't need it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, even when Henry, because you say Henry's going down, but even his down is still the third best running back in entire NFL. Like,
yeah, but for how long, though? That's what I'm saying. Like another year or two?
We've been saying it for 3 years. Like, oh, man, he's going to hit this
but
clip and just fall off. He doesn't. He just continues. But you know what? Because he keeps his body
healthy. You've seen the decrease.
Yeah, but he's still the third best rusher in all the NFL.
Oh, I know.
Even with a decrease, he went from 1 to 2 to 3. If he goes to 4, that's still better than anyone else that we.
But it's still the decrease, is what I'm saying. Like, there's still a decrease, regardless of the fact he's still decreasing and he's still as good. But it's like
I'm not worried about it for 2 years. I think 2 years, and I think Henry's going to walk away. It's not going to be like he can't play anymore. He's just going to walk away. So don't let him get in the championship. It's over. He's gonna walk off into the sunset, off and be good.
If they win this year, I would expect him to retire. I would expect him. All right, I got my ring. I can still walk. I'm not completely like broken. I think I'll just take my ring. I think Henry would do that. And Henry's a smart dude.
I think 2 years. I think if he wins this year, he might come back one more year. But if he wins next year, like this in the second year, he definitely will walk off. Just say, all right, yeah, I'm good. I made enough money. Because they're paying him a good amount of money. So might as well get these 2 years of this money and then see what happens. I can see him retiring after next year. So in these dynasty, all this stuff, you need to be thinking about replacing these great guys. And that's hard. I don't know what you do about McCaffrey, especially with these terrible running backs coming in this past year. Like you just and they're out there like, oh no, I'm gonna take a swing with this guy. That's why Blake Corum is someone that I'll take a swing with.
Right. What's up, Anthony? What's up, Derpy? What's up, Tua? And what is up, everybody else? Who else we got up in here? What up? Just coming to drop in a like. What's up? Thank you so much.
That's Brandon. What's up?
Brandon, how are you, man? Yeah. So today we're starting of training camp basically starts, in the next week or so. And whenever they decide to open, of course, they have to make the decision with the next 7 days and fantasy. So, but as for fantasy, it's going to be interesting because this is now the time where a lot of these redrafters come out of their holes and start asking questions that us degenerates have already decided and I've already talked about. So it's going to be full throttle after, I'd say, the beginning of August. It's going to be full throttle from there.
August 1st, yeah. August 1st, all of a sudden, people are going to be coming out. But I haven't seen you like they come out of their little hibernation chambers and like
yeah.
They're gonna be like, I got 3 weeks before my draft. I gotta
what
figure
do
out
I
all
do?
this stuff.
Gotta figure out everything I missed in the last 8 months.
Where are they now? I don't know who plays where.
That's interesting. I don't know about that, Anthony.
Anthony, I gotta tell you, the Ravens have their defense is good. Their offense was much better last year, and if they didn't run into that buzzsaw, Kansas City, they just on a heater. I think they make it to the Super Bowl. I think they lose in the Super Bowl, but I think they make it to the Super Bowl.
I think they could win one.
I think they, depending on who they play, like if they play the Eagles, I think they could beat the Eagles. I think San Francisco is a hard team because they could beat you in so many different ways, and they have so much talent there. But that's only one more year of that. Because when Ayuk's gone, it kind of changes again. And you got to know, I mean, eventually Williams is going to be gone. You're not going to have the best left tackle in the game, for the next 2 more years maybe.
Yeah. No, with the Niners, here's the thing about the Niners, and people who have not realized this yet, but they could fall flat on their faces in a single year. If they win, right? McCaffrey's contract or whatever, he can decide to end it. Kittle can decide to end it. Debo can decide to end it. And if they get rid of Ayuk, they just lost all their weapons in like a single year or two. In a matter of 2-3 years. Like, they can end it. Like, these guys have made enough money throughout their careers that they're like, hey, I've won a Super Bowl. I could just not fulfill the rest of my time. Like, they're up there kind of like when it comes to their positional age. I'm not saying they're old, but I'm just saying, like, in their positional age, they could if they wanted to.
I could see Trent Williams walking away within the next 2 or 3 years. I could see that happening. I mean, he's 33 now. I could see him at 36 walking away. Christian McCaffrey, one more major injury. He probably coming back and play, but he won't be the same guy. Because it's easy being injured. But it's when you're younger, you could be injured and have all those knee injuries, and come back. When you're over 30 and you have that injury, it doesn't matter who you are. It's hard to do that, especially as a running back.
Yeah, the body changes.
Body just doesn't heal the same way.
So Trent Williams is about to be 36.
So 2 years. We got this year and next year probably.
In 5 days he'll be 36.
That guy's he's not going to be there. I mean, he's still the best left tackle. If you're looking at left tackle rankings, he's still the best left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing about that position, they can play a little longer.
Yeah, but you're not good at 40. You just can play to 40.
Right. They could play a little. Yeah. There's. I said the Niners can fall flat on their face.
Top 10 tackles. He might not be the best one anymore, but he can still be the top 10 probably.
Yeah. And it's still kind of like
still good.
Right. And there's a few outliers like that. And that's they're good.
Move to the right side, he'll be the best right tackle.
That could happen.
Bring in a young left tackle, and then you're like, all right, Trey, you're going to the right.
Yeah.
They actually need that.
Yeah, they do.
So
their right tackle is not anything.
I expect them to go semifinals and potentially win. But then I also could say that about the Ravens. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're both in and the Chiefs fall short.
So here's my thing with the Ravens. I think they can be good. I think they could get to the Super Bowl. I just worry a little. I know they have the people on defense, but with their defensive coordinator leaving, you saw with the Eagles last year.
Yeah.
Gannon left, and that defense with almost all the same people still struggled at times. But I think the Ravens' offense is good enough to overcome those struggles.
I feel like they're missing one more key receiver. They have enough pass catchers to get it done. Rashad Bateman has not been.
That's the thing. Do they use Isaiah?
They have to, because Rashad Bateman has been average at best. He's
not average. At best. You're being very nice even saying that.
No, I said at best. At best. Like, that's his best game is average. It hasn't been what they've drafted him to be. It hasn't been anything that they can rely on.
He would kill to be Gabe Davis.
they
would
competition
love
between him and him. Oh my gosh! If you have them both, wow.
You're pulling out you probably bald now if you have both of those guys.
If you have both those guys, you should have went receiver heavy in your drafts. Because, good Lord, yeah, I just think that the Ravens are one receiver short of helping Zay Flowers, because I think Zay Flowers is going to be something really special this year. I think this year is going to be that
he can hold on to the ball.
Yeah, but I think off season whatever they've worked on. I think
sure they did. I think if the Ravens had Adams,
say what?
Oh, Kevin said, think if they had Devontae Adams at receiver.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that is the one position on offense that they're missing.
Yeah. Zay can only do
receiver, a solid number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zay Jones can get there, but I just don't think he's there yet.
See, I look at Kansas City, and their number one receiver is Travis Kelce. When I look at the Baltimore Ravens, their number one receiver is Mark Andrews. He is their number one receiver. That's it. The problem is their number two receiver is either the small Flowers or Isaiah Likely, who's the backup tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no real, speed besides Flowers. So if you had another guy on the other end that could stretch the field more, I think they'll be, a lot better. So someone like Devontae Adams would be amazing for that team.
Yeah. Because I think what that defense has now is they have enough to bring it and contend and disrupt offenses. And it's not fairly old either. It's either prime or younger. Like it's not a lot of like crazy people that are gonna leave in the next couple of years. So they can do it. I think it's going to be a Ravens era for the next 2-3 years, and and it wouldn't surprise me if they grab themselves one. That wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, they have the best middle linebacker in all the game. Playing on their team, good leader. I can see them with Lamar, his talent, especially this year. If they do something special, I could see something happen with them.
Yeah.
I mean, they only lost 4 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
5.
They lost the last one.
I don't see them falling short of making semi-rounds. I don't. I really see them going further.
That actually brings a point that I wanted to talk about. It's amazing how people are picking the Bengals over the Ravens. That's nuts to me.
To me that I can't. I love Joe Burrow and I love their system over there, but they've relied on Joe Mixon so much that there's that giant hole missing, and I understand what they have now isn't going to be good enough for what Mixon was.
I like Chase Brown, I really do. I think they just don't have enough. Yeah, it's not. You can put both of them together, and they're not going to equal Joe Mixon. And I worry about overall Joe Burrow and his mindset. And I don't think their defense is as good as the Ravens' defense. So I don't understand how everyone's putting them in front. I don't see it.
I'm also worried about the whole T. Higgens thing. I don't even know if he signed his.
We'll find out tomorrow, I guess, right?
Yeah.
We'll find out
he did sign it.
What they're doing with him, because they're like, we're not trading you. And he's like, I'm not signing my contract.
It'll be this week. This week they're going to have to figure something out.
So it's like, what's going on there? Because without him, I mean, we've seen at times when it's just Chase, that even with Mixon, that offense wasn't flowing.
Because they stop him,
Yeah. Once you put like 3 people on Chase because there's no one else there.
Yeah. So but next year it doesn't even matter because he'll probably more than likely be gone anyways. But did he sign Anthony or something? He signed what he signed.
Oh, he did sign his franchise?
Yeah, he signed. That's what I believe he signed.
He signed the franchise tag, right? Oh yeah.
Higgens Bengals
1 year, $21 million.
Yep, looking at it right now.
Fully guaranteed. So it's just
the Bengals are just gonna let T. Higgins walk.
They just franchised him. So he signed.
He signed his franchise tenure.
Oh, yeah, he signed He's gonna be gone next year, regardless. Though I don't think he's gonna be.
I know, but you would have thought the Bengals would have traded him at least to get something in return.
I think they
could still.
That is, imagine if he goes to the.
I don't think so because
Ooh,
in their
they
mindset,
wouldn't
and
do
I
that.
think everyone else's mindset is.
Well, if he just becomes a free agent.
Last year coming in, we thought they were going to be Super Bowl contending, and now that Joe Burrow's somewhat a little bit more healthier than last year, I think that they have that chance, and I think this is why Higgens is going to be there for that year. I don't know if they exercise the following years after that. I don't think they will. I think they just look into the draft.
I think Joe Burrow's contract comes to like the full money comes next year. So
they'll have to reconstruct it or something. This is why, and then I don't think this is why they can save Higgens. Chase is there.
There's no way for you to sign T. Higgens with the contract that Joe Burrow signed. There's no way that you can do it. It's impossible.
Just keep Jamar Chase and him there with a fresh rookie. Next year's rookies class isn't as good as this year.
Not receivers,
but they're not bad either.
I'm gonna franchise tag T. Higgens again, and then be like, okay, go look for a trade with this time. Because I'm not gonna just let a number one receiver walk away for free.
I think if they won't have the money to franchise him next year, because next year's franchise number will be somewhere around, with the new contracts we've gotten, somewhere around $32 million. Because it's 125% of the top contract. Because it's the penalty of doing a second year. So like his contract will be so big. Like I'm saying 32, it might be like 37.
You could do where it technically doesn't count against you because you're trading him.
But you have to trade him. You have to trade him before the league year.
Where you sit there and you're like, here, just sign it. But this time you go find your trade. We'll trade you because we don't want to just give you away for free.
I don't think they're going to be able to escape it. Yeah, it's going to be a big money issue, dude.
Can you imagine just a solid number one receiver? And
it happens. We've seen it happen before, man.
That's what I said. He goes to like the Ravens and you're like, crap, now I got to face him 2 times.
Well, I mean, wherever he goes, it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting because it'll be on him and wherever he wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't surprise me if he goes for like a contending team, you know, and Ravens would be one of them. Like if he goes to the Ravens, I would love that for him.
It would be amazing. Honestly, then they will become the favorites in that crazy AFC, and they will be the favorites.
In division, plays the Bengals twice. You know, why the hell not? You've been seeing a lot of these players with petty moves lately.
You got a quarterback you trust.
Look at Barkley.
Yeah.
I mean, he's from that area.
It's funny you say that. I just don't think. I don't think. They
don't have the money.
They already got their T. Higgens.
I don't know.
They don't have the money right now.
They don't have the money still.
They won't be able to pay. T. Higgens is looking for a 4-year, $130 million contract.
He's looking for a new home. He's just not looking for a rental. He's looking for a new home.
He wants long-term longevity. Like he's stable, stability. There's no way the Bills could do that right now.
Yeah, right. Bills are basically done. I feel bad for Josh Allen, but it is what it is. They're gonna have to basically rebuild through the draft. That's how poor they are right now by next year. But they're making the right moves.
Exactly, because they're still going to be decent this year. I feel like they still win. The Bills still win 9 games, even with
a good crap weapon. Like Coleman isn't going to be, terrible. He's not going to be like speedy fast, but he's going to be a major threat in the freaking end zone.
Curtis Samuel is good. Like they're not the cupboard's not bare.
Yeah.
New England may, they need a receiver bad too.
Yeah, Carolina would pay him that much. New England, I think, would pay him that much. I can see a lot of teams that would do whatever they could. The Steelers would offer him, but
yeah, I don't think he'll go there. I think by next year we'll see maybe. I believe if next year the Cardinals would be the richest team, they would have Marvin Harrison, T. Higgens.
Oh my God. Yeah. That would be something special.
That's who I would love to see. T. Higgens and Marvin Harrison with McBride and Trey Benson.
As long as their line was totally fixed, which they've done a lot to try to fix, but as long as their line was good, I could see T. Higgens making that decision.
Oh yeah.
Him, Kyler being young, got a great arm. You see what he did. We did D-Hop at the beginning of his career. So if we had time to give him the ball, being there with Marvin Harrison, who's always played with other wide receivers, always, so he's never been the only guy.
So much off of him. He would learn so much off of T. Higgens. Marvin Harrison would be set up to be one of the best receivers. He's already set up to be one of the best receivers. But learning off of T. Higgens, forget about it.
The jump ball would be nuts.
This mofo will be the best in the league.
T. Higgins and Marvin Harrison are down there somewhere.
The ball. Who cares?
What's up, you Bengals?
Just make
How
sure
are you guys?
Defenders can't get it. You're fine.
Just want to recommend this channel. I hope you guys are doing.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you for stopping in.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Thanks for checking it out.
It's crazy. I'm doing a Bengals episode this Monday.
Yep. Yeah.
No, not the Bengals. Hold on. Wrong cat. Sorry. Jaguars and then the Bengals. I think I already did, actually, didn't I? I think I already did them.
If you did, it's just recently.
IU Bengal? That's LSU, probably.
Yeah, that's LSU.
I don't know. Yeah, but it's just triggering the Bengals. I did the Bengals. Yeah. But yeah, what's up, guys?
Yeah, I don't like the Bengals. Gross. He's probably a Saints fan if I had to guess.
Last one. What about what?
Yeah, Saints fan. Yeah, exactly. Called it.
Yeah, since I saw Bayou, I was like, oh, LSU.
But tell him to go ahead and become a Commanders fan.
Well, he could be a Bengals fan. We got Joe Burrow.
But
Joe Burrow, but I'm looking at Jay Daniels.
Looking at these teams coming in, right? And by next year, Cardinals, Patriots, Steelers, and Commanders would be all high contending teams for cap space. Again, Commanders. Top of the board again. So it's going to be interesting. Money wisely. I hope so.
Out of Texas.
Say what?
All the pre-draft predictions have us taking the left tackle out of Texas.
I don't know if you guys will be high enough. I think you might win too many games.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't. You're so high.
You say that.
I would like to be confident like you are right now, but
I don't think so.
I look at Robinson and Eckler, right, with Jaden Daniels, and then I look at all your receivers. You still have two good receivers there. I like the problem is they're but that's what saying they win 6 or 7 games is not saying they win the division. They go 6-11. They're not going to have the top 5 pick. They're going to be 6, 7, 8.
I'll give you that.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
is that what you mean? Because you said you think they're going to be good. To me, that's not good.
Well, I mean, they're not going to be the number 1 pick. Everyone has them going to be in the number 1 or number 2 pick in the draft.
No, they're not going to be that bad.
No, I see us at 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Maybe 8.
No one's going to be
as because of the teams that are in front of us. None of them are looking at tackles, so that's why we end up getting the top tackle, 5 or 6.
You need to do anything to get rid of. Yeah, you need to do anything to get rid of. I told you that left tackle. I told you. I was like, man, if he's your left tackle, you don't have a left tackle.
You did get rid of him. He's gone.
You only got him for like 1 year, man.
Charles Leno's gone.
Charles Leno Jr. is the worst.
Yeah, he's gone. Don't worry, he's gone.
You're not gonna have him very long. That's the problem. Like if you guys went to the draft and got yourself
the other middle linebackers good too. Don't be knocking on Frankie Louvu.
I think so too. Yeah, Louvu.
Unless that's who he's talking about.
Wagner. Louvu and Wagner together.
I'm talking about Billy Wagner, and I do agree he's not going to be there though.
Bobby is not signing. He's going to be there for the. He's done. So he's going to.
That means their defense.
But I don't think he's going to last in the league much longer.
That's what makes me think that the Commanders are going to be a lot better because their defense is going to be good. You're going to have a defensive coordinator who is great at being a defensive coordinator.
I just worry we don't have edge rushers.
I don't think it matters. I think he figures something out. He's going to pull it out of his butt. Like he's going to blitz or something like that. He's going to figure out a way
Well, I know we're super stacked at defensive tackle. Linebacker, I feel like, is great. And then I feel like, which is a weird thing to say, and then I feel like if anyone can turn the secondary around, it's Dan Quinn.
Yep. Exactly.
So I'm not too worried, but I was like, I don't know, edge rusher.
And then you get you might get pressure from your tackles. You might get the pressure from the tackle.
That he utilizes Jeremy Chin and revamps his career.
Right? I love the fact that we got Jeremy Chin.
If Jeremy Chin can just like become relevant again. I need him to be good, man. Trust me. Because
I was sad that we got rid of Curl, but then I was like, oh wait, we brought in Jeremy Chin.
He's on the cusp.
But all those things mean that your defense is going to be pretty decent. All right. And Jaden Daniels is going to be explosive and stuff. He's going to make mistakes. He's definitely going to make mistakes. But the explosion is going to be back. Terry McLaurin is explosive still. You know, Eckler is going to change the way they do things because you want to be able to hand the ball. You can hand the ball to Robinson. You can throw the ball to Eckler, who can still do a lot of different things. So if they can just almost block, like getting people's way and just kind of like wave their hands, you know, like whatever.
You sort of divert them slightly.
They hit them a little bit. They got pieces.
They have a direct path to the quarterback.
He has a quick trigger. He's going to be out a shotgun. You have a tight end now. You have receivers. You have a running back. I just think you're going to turn around and say like, okay, am I surprised that they won 7 or even Stucky got 8 games? I would not be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
If we were sitting here at the end of the season and that it was 7 or 8 games, I'd be like, yeah, well, kind of saw that. If you guys were the Texans from last year, where I'm like, oh, everyone's saying they only win 4 games. I'm like, I see 8. They end up winning 10. Like, you know, I can see Washington Commanders are that team because they have the pieces that kind of make sense.
Do you remember our Washington Commanders show?
Remember last year?
Remember the number we gave them?
This year is 4.5.
No, I think we gave them 6.
We gave them 6.
Yeah, that's what.
6?
Yeah,
we gave them 6. We gave them 6.
6.
Yep. That's what we have so far. We gave them 6, which is essentially the where we all kind of. I think they'll end up.
I can see them, yeah,
and then they'll end up being probably the 6th pick. If you guys don't get freaking Travis Hunter next year, because that would be the best valuable asset for you. Like Travis Hunter would be amazing for you guys, because he could probably play both corner and receiver. And
everything I see about Travis Hunter going to the NFL is he's going to have to pick us.
I think it's going to be Deion Sanders. I think what you'll do is
I heard if anything, he'll be mostly corner, and then every once in a while be like, quick play, throw him.
Oh, man, look at
Jamal. That's what they did Deion. That's what they did with Deion.
That's what I'm saying. So, no, I agree. That is a good comparison.
Jamal Agnew does both.
Yeah, but on a higher level. You know, so like I think he's going to walk in and be a shutdown corner. Like literally a shutdown corner. And then what you do is during at least 4 play series, whatever, you put him on offense. And you give him the ball and see what he does in space. Yeah. And return punts. Exactly. You get him the ball and you do whatever. Or kickoffs. I might let him do my kickoffs. Especially this new rule. You know,
he's going to be
all of a sudden
by the halftime.
He's going to be the new Voldemort, and I'm going to hate him. I'm telling you, he's going to be the new Voldemort. Once old Voldemort's gone, the new one's going to come in. That's just perfect. And then I'm going to hate him because he's going to ruin all my fantasy stats. What's like every chart.
Especially when he's drafted by the Saints.
No, I really think that the Commanders should go after him. As your number 1 pick, I think that should be your number 1 pick.
I like left tackle. I think left tackle for the Commanders. You have your quarterback, your running back, your left tackle, you know, and the receiver with a tight end. All of a sudden, the offensive pieces start to really fall. Because really, if I think you're good at center. You're good at center. If you get good center and good at left tackle, I really feel like that whole offensive line gets better.
I'll go. We'll see. But as for now, we have them at 6. Should put them in the top 10. There's too many new pieces, there's just a lot going on at once, and everybody just showed up and getting to know each other
at
this event.
You're not kidding. We had like I think for turnover in the offseason, we were the top, and we had more than double number twos. Like we were in like 25 new free agents.
Yeah,
and number two was at like 11 or 12.
The one thing I wish that they would do is make new uniforms for this specific. Like it's a new era over there. Like everything is so new. The personnel, everything. Just make new uniforms. Just create a new thing. Like you're already hearing organizations that they want the old name back from actual tribes, which is awesome because if they're
Josh Harris said they're not looking into it.
I know, but I'm just saying, like
they're going to get a new name. I think they will, but I think it'll be something totally different.
Yeah. Who I think be Panthers. The
Denver.
Panthers, and then I think Denver.
Panthers, and then they traded to the Giants.
Because here's the thing about the Panthers, their division is not great, and it's the easiest strength of schedule. So could they sneak and win 4 games? Yeah, I think 4 is enough to not get the top seed. I don't think Denver is going to win anything. I think Denver wins 2 games this year.
I think they'll get enough just to get past New England and the Panthers. I think they'll be 3rd.
Okay.
I think they'll be 3rd.
I think New England's also going to be
because of that defense.
New England's also going to be another team that's not going to be good.
Yeah, I think
it's crazy because I've seen all 3 of those teams get the number 1 pick, and then every single mock draft for next year has the Giants trading with one of them for the number 1 pick.
Well, if
they all have quarterbacks,
yeah,
so, and the Giants clearly need one. So
this is the wrong year to need a quarterback.
It is.
They're gonna get another Daniel Jones.
You know what? Next year's number 1 probably gonna be is Carson Beck, and that is terrible.
Yeah, Carson Beck. That's what
that is terrible.
You might as well just keep.
You might as well just go sign Justin Fields or Russ or just. Oh.
I don't want to talk about trades involving number 1 picks. I'm already pissed this guy has G-Money's next 2 first-round picks for the next 2 drafts. Already said he's getting Arch Manning.
Feels good.
I've given up on him. He's
I was like,
he has. I really thought I convinced him that he learned, or not convinced him, but I really thought, like he convinced me that he had learned. He's like, yeah,
he's really good at that.
Like we had a good conversation in February about it, and he was like, you know what, you're right. And then the draft happened. And then everything that he told me went out the window. I'm like, you know what? I'm giving up on you. You are never gonna get past the bottom 6. You are never gonna win. You keep getting these old players that are barely on their last leg of 2 years left in the league. Like you'll never get there. He's gonna trade JSN this year without a doubt.
And it's just crazy to me that he does all that. He trades 2 first-round picks to get the 3rd pick when he already had the number 1 overall pick. Bro, if you just not traded the other one away, you could have just gotten Jaden Daniels with the number 1 overall pick.
And you know what's crazy? Is he's going to listen to this in his car. And I don't care. James, I love you. I really do. You're one of a really good friend as a person.
I don't think it was a bad trade.
You suck at Dynasty, and I hope you have your windows down. Hey, everybody, this man, look to your left and right. This man right here sucks at Dynasty fantasy football. That's right. And James, look around. And if they're acknowledging you when your window's down because it's hot in Arizona, you might not have AC. I hope your AC's out, and I hope your windows are down, and everybody's listening to my voice. And they're looking at you. Who's this man yelling? This dude with Dynasty. Yes, that's right. I hope you look at them in the eye and you just give them a nod. Yep, that's me. I'm James. That's right.
I don't think he did. I think it was a good trade. It was a good trade. I commend him on it.
Okay, so overall, I don't think the trade was bad. But the
no, it was a good trade. But for him,
because he could have had number 1 already. Yeah,
already had it.
Yeah.
First, I don't understand.
And then you look at his roster and you're like, who did you? I don't even know who he traded, like who he got to get that for his 1st overall pick and 2nd overall pick. Like, who did you even get? Because they're not on your team anymore.
What do you mean for those firsts? Those were his. His 25 and 26.
No, I'm talking about the hobby ones. Like, who did he get in like?
Oh, it was the whole Jalen Hurts trade. If you click on Jalen Hurts, it'll probably go to the history. Click on Jalen Hurts. It'll tell us the history of it.
So G Money had Jalen Hurts?
Yes. He had Jalen Hurts.
And then traded him back.
And he traded him that same year.
Wow.
How does Javi have Jalen Hurts
because he's been working with him. This is why I thought for the longest time I thought they were like, for the past 3 years I thought it was very sus. I'm like, these guys have to be working together. But after the trade that Brian made, I'm like, okay, maybe Javi's just taking advantage of him. I don't know what it is. And it's funny because all his endorphins right now, he's going to be sitting in his car listening. Yeah, this is all about me. Me. Talking about me.
No, I saw that trade and I was just like, wait, what? I was over here worried that this guy for the next 15 years is going to be running around with CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels.
But see, the thing is, he got himself a potential. So Bryce Young could potentially be good if the Panthers fix that line. I've seen what he done in Alabama. I don't say what you say about his height, say what you say about it, but that dude has an arm. Okay, that man
also has those other 2 first-round picks. So.
Right, but he can put the ball where it needs to be, and he's Mighty Mouse back there is amazing. But the problem is he can't do anything when you have a butter bar for a line. Everybody just goes through it like a hot knife, and they just cut right through. And I'm scared for his life sometimes. I didn't want to watch Panthers games last year because it was so bad. So if they fix the line, which they kind of sort of worked on, but they didn't do enough.
Not enough. I mean, they are almost okay, almost decent. They're not decent. They're almost decent. They're probably a top 23, 24 line, which is that means you're no longer number 1, the worst, but you're probably still bottom 7.
The line's still pretty bad. I still think the line's pretty bad. It's too new. I think next year they should invest into line for sure, and then figure themselves out because you still got them another 2 years.
Yes, he did. Yes, that is breaking news. Jacoby Jones died at the age of 40. I got that at the beginning of the show. I didn't know how to fit it in, but
I didn't want to say anything. But thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you.
But yes, that dude. Fortunate, so young too.
Yep.
Damn it. Okay, what was I? Panthers, right?
Talking about their line. So when you're looking at it, even though they did make it better. I agree. It's hard to say that it's good. It's not good, but it's better than it was last year. They were so bad last year, and I don't know.
I think their defense is going to hold up either, though. Their defense is going to be bad. Like there's too many.
Much worse.
I feel like this team is going to be in a never reoccurring buildup unless they focus on one side first until they figure out the second side. Because I've seen teams do that before. Okay. The Cowboys literally flipped their defense from one of the crappiest ones to one of the best in a single year. Because that 1 year they just drafted nothing but defense. And I think it was like 1 lineman. The team changed. Because they worked on the offense. And that sometimes works. Getting pieces here and there, they're gone in 4 years. So you're never going to be able to upgrade. I feel like if you just work on one side for 1 year and then the second year you draft on the other side, at least for the next 3 years, all that talent is still growing up together, and potentially you keep the best ones and then just fill the holes. Where pieces here on both sides isn't going to fix it because by the fourth year, that player is going to be one. They're just going to be gone.
Yeah.
They don't have Brian Burns anymore. That's one of the best pieces that the Giants have ever invested in a very while.
No, that was a great trade for the Giants. And, I understood. I mean, they didn't trade anything for that great of a pass rusher. And then Carolina Panthers, they replaced him with Jadeveon Clowney?
Yeah. So We'll see what they do.
Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing screams more Panthers to me than that. So.
Yeah.
Especially when they could have had 2 first-round picks from the 49ers.
Yep. A year earlier.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. I don't think that the Panthers are going to move away from the top 5 picks for the next 2 years. I think they'll still be there. And let's hope that they can still re-sign some of these teams. Or players, I'm sorry. And keep them there. Because it's
some talent, guys. They do have some talent. It's just in every NFL team has some talent. It's
hard to keep them. Nobody wants to be on the same team.
Losing team.
Yeah, and why am I going to bang up my body for this team that's they're just gonna lose, and it's crazy that Jacobs and Devontae felt the same about the Raiders. They both said it before that it's just like they're just there, and they need to Jacobs just said it recently. He's like, I needed to get out of there because I was in and out every day, and you see good players that put their heart on the line for what? For what? To fall short of just making playoffs? To fall short of making playoffs. Like, you're that good, and then you don't even like you're like right there. Like, that's frustrating. And I see this is why it's going to be hard for them. So yeah,
I have no idea what you're talking about, Anthony. I have no idea what he's talking about.
What? Oh, he's just saying that Nick Bosa is going to sign with Washington. No,
it's impossible.
Nick Bosa just signed. He signed an extension. He's the highest paid defensive end in all of football. Why would he sign with Washington?
Couldn't afford him. If that they could, but that's literally all their money.
It would be everything.
Why would they do that? Like, they could probably blow their money on 3 good players instead of the 1.
You have to trade. You have to pay him that much money and then give draft picks for the number 4 defensive end in the entire NFL. So like that's a lot.
Go take a lap.
Man, let me dream.
Let me dream.
Go dream. We live in reality
while you're at it.
Yeah.
I'll see
26-year-old defensive end.
I'm gonna go Nick Bosa. Let's bring in somebody a little younger if we're gonna give up all that for defensive end.
Well, Nick Bosa is only 26. I just don't think you can do it. You have a better chance of signing the other Bosa.
Yeah, he'll give you 2 good games. Give you 2 good games.
So I'm consistent. 2 games a year. I'm there.
All right. Let's change the focus here. Talk about players and how they're.
We could have had Brian Burns for next to nothing. So.
Let's change the focus and end it with this. Is there any advice that you would want to tell these future drafters, or any fantasy advice that you have that's always been kind of working for you, and just anything? It don't even matter what it is, just anything. Because I have something, but I'll let you guys ponder on something. If you guys want.
Don't go crazy looking at rookies, thinking they're going to be, especially redraft. Don't look at those rookies. Wait. There's no rookie that's going to make your fantasy team for a redraft league this special thing. So just wait. Go with the guys you already know. Just because you hear about Caleb Williams, or you hear about Jay Daniels, they're not going to be that much fantasy relevant this year. So just leave them alone. Wait. Makes no sense to try to draft these guys because you hear their names. Don't draft a name. That's the worst thing you could do.
Okay. So rookies. No rookies is what he said. Redraft leagues. All right.
I mean, I would say no rookies, but yeah, I wouldn't be reaching for these rookies. Especially the running backs in this spot.
Oh, running backs, you shouldn't have any running back rookies.
Right. But waiver wires, guys. Waiver wires. Unless you're sitting there on like your last pick and Benson's there, might not be a happy thing to do. Or even Brooks for that matter.
I would get Benson if I had Connor.
Yeah, and a good handcuff
as the last pick if I had Connor. That would probably be the one thing I would do, but that's even then for a redraft league, that's kind of a bit of like, we'll see. Because redraft, you don't have time for hogging up roster spots and stuff like that. There's no point. Like, you don't have that many roster spots. You have about 15, and it's not worth burning an entire spot because you already have an established core. Just like Dynasty, you could do that. You could burn 3, 4, 5 spots, and you'll still be fine enough to rotate through them. But that's different. So, Mark, you got anything?
Are we talking just in general? We talk about
anything. His advice was like, don't go too heavy on rookies.
Yeah, I agree. I was just saying, like, especially redraft for me, especially after learning all that stuff, take your kicker in the last pick. If you even have a kicker, like, don't waste your higher picks for a kicker, even if it is Justin Tucker. Like you said, average difference between number 3 Tucker and the 12th kicker in the league was 0.8 points a week. Wait for the last pick. Like,
exactly.
Fill out your roster. And then also, I know Martin agrees with this strategy too. Don't take a quarterback until the highest 4th round. Like, I don't know. I like to fill out my running backs, receivers, overall good roster before I start really thinking. Unless you have like an unpassable like double stack staring you in the face. Like, you got one of those top receivers and then their quarterback's right there in like the 3rd or 4th round.
Well, let's say like you drafted Travis Kelce in number 1 overall, and you have the snake, and you're the next one, and you got Patrick Mahomes, the next pick.
That sounds awful.
No, I agree. I don't go any higher than 4th, but also it depends on the.
No, I don't even the highest I go is the 4th, but I even try to wait later than that. Honestly,
for me, it depends.
I'm looking 5th, 6th.
I will change that up if it's a super flex.
Decent quarterback.
It depends on the rules. That's what I was gonna say. It really pitches to your rules.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, super flex. You're gonna go quarterback.
Yeah, PPR means you're more reliant on receivers.
PPR, you definitely got receivers.
Tight end premium, you're looking at tight ends. I
was like, I knew that's where it's going next.
But
preview.
My advice is know your damn leagues before you do any settings, which is funny because I'm looking at Anthony's, who just sent me this, and I didn't notice that until now. I don't know why I don't get
notification.
So here's the thing. I usually leave it open, right? I leave it open all the time, and then I click on another channel and I just don't go back. And then these guys decide to start putting things in. It's like they know when I'm no longer in the room.
Mars out. Go. Send everything down.
It's not their faults, but it just so happens to be every time. I've missed something that Tua sent in here on the 1st. He asked, Tua, you still here? We could probably answer this live. Because the question was, who do y'all follow on Twitter for news on football/fantasy/OTAs? And honestly, from when it comes to Twitter, I avoid the crap out of Twitter. Twitter is just a chaotic mess. I try not to stay on there. I post on there, but following on there, totally different game. So I do follow my boys here in Arizona, which is the Fantasy Footballers, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows them, and I love them. They're hilarious. So, but yeah. But other than that, though, it depends on what I'm doing or what I'm looking for. I'll just kind of look it up on my own, like just kind of like it's kind of crazy. I don't really like follow too many crazy other channels other than the people I've known, which is
I think it's very regional though. Like, for when I'm looking for football news, if I'm looking for my Bears, like I Adam Johns, what's his name, Kevin Fishbane. Those are the ones I follow for the like Bears news usually. So I get a lot there, but it's regional because a lot of these people are only looking at certain things. So like I'll get Indian NFC North. I'm getting for those guys. Yeah. But if I'm looking for something that's going to be more dealing with the NFC East or any on the East Coast, I have to go for someone else. I might have to go to a national guy.
Yeah.
But those national guys are very general with a lot of their reports. So that's why you have to look for a local guy who might give you better information. So it really depends on the team.
Yeah. All right. So here's what Anthony sent me. And he's asking if this is too much. And on the defensive side, I think it's too little. But barely, not by much, man. So this is what Anthony sent me. He asked me, is this too much? And I said 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex. I would lower it to 1 flex because you have the 3 wide receivers, because then what that league does is basically hoard receivers and you'll never have a receiver. If this is a dynasty one, good luck getting receivers, especially PPR. I would lower that flex to 1 because you can actually value the run. Like, I like the 3 receivers. I really do. It's like a real offense. Like, I've been debating on putting 3 receivers as well, but I'll keep it to,
go ahead, change the 3 receivers. I was like, I don't know which receiver I'm going to play every week.
Like, it's well, like a real offense, 3 receivers,
Yeah.
but I'll keep it to traditional with the flex. You could have the 3rd receiver in the flex with the tight end, but I would reduce it to 1. That's just me. You don't have to do it. That's just me. And then the other one he sent was the defensive side, and it has 1 defensive line, or 2 defensive line, 2 linebackers, 2 DBs, 0 flex. I would change that to 1.
Yeah.
I would change that to 1. Because not all your D linemen are going to hit. Most of them, honestly, your D linemen, you're hoping that they get a sack a game and maybe 3 tackles. That's on a good day. D linemen typically get about 3 tackles a game, 5 tackles a game. They're lucky if they get a sack. Sometimes they get 2. But like that, it's probably best for edge runners. Probably one of them edge, one of them DT. Linebackers, I like how it's 2. I like the 2. Have your
bench is 10. Is that too low?
Say what?
He said the bench is 10. Is that too low?
Oh, I didn't even look at the bench. For this,
for that amount.
I think because you have 2 in the flex
and 3
receivers, you might want to up it maybe another spot or 2 if you're going to add the flex for IDP. For this league, I would be okay with 11. Is this has to be Dynasty, man. This is a lot. This is probably gonna be. Is this a startup? I 10 might be slightly low, but you're almost there. I think you'd probably go escape with 11. 12 might be too high for people. 10 is like maybe I'll meet in the middle and go 11. Talk to your league, see what they like. 10 the minimum, 12 the like. You know what? That's probably a terrible idea. They're all gonna say 12. They're all gonna say 12. I would just go with 11. It's a redraft. Oh,
no, Lord.
So 15 players. If you have 15 players,
leave it at
15 players. Exactly.
No,
exactly
if it's a redraft, you leave it at 10.
So you have 15 players you're going to play. You only need 10 people on your bench because you need to have people that are available. Yeah.
Yeah, leave 10. You don't want everybody off waivers and then you have nobody left. Yeah, no. Then it becomes it's no fun that way. I would leave it at 10.
That becomes 25 players per team. If you have a 10 team league, 250 players. There's 12, 250 players.
Yeah, 2 receivers.
And then it just becomes a battle of attrition. Who had the least amount of injured people?
Yeah. I would leave it at 10. That might be too high for anything higher than that if it's a redraft. But I would be okay with upping up the IDP flex just to 1. Because then you could see what we do is we actually do 2, 2, and 1 ourselves, and you can have that versatility of a 3-4, 4-3 type of like a smaller package nickel kind of like you could see who likes their DBs, who likes their linebackers, who likes their defensive line. There's some teams that have more linemen Then they do DBs and linebackers. There's some teams that have more linebackers than anything else. And for some reason, lately in the last 2 seasons, I have been making the switch to DBs more. Don't know why, but I have been having issues with DBs, so I've been trying to hoard them all to figure out who's the right one. And then Jalen Petrie decides to do absolutely nothing last year. So now I'm like, well, what do I do? Because DBs is such yeah, it's crazy. And DBs are actually quite harder to produce and predict because you never know how well they're going to do. I would up it to 1 more. And then leave it at 10, because then you'll have people.
I always knew Kyle Hamilton would be special.
Say what?
I said I always knew Kyle Hamilton would be special.
Yeah, and that's because you have that established DB. I have not had a consistent DB at all since year one. That has been one of the biggest issues I've had, and then I traded a third for Jalen Petrie, and then he decides to take a dump for the season. I'm like, oh. Well, thank you, good sir.
Still waiting for Brian's trade offers for.
I was literally thinking about it.
I've been waiting for some trade offers from Brian for Brisker for a while.
I want Brisker so bad. I wanted Brisker for such a long time.
Surprised I haven't got any offers. I was like, I haven't got any offers yet.
If I can get Brisker and Branch,
Poyer's been doing so good for him. So why? Yeah. Why? I think after Poyer retires, I bet you anything he's going to go after him more.
Well, see, I have Brian Branch. So Brian Branch is my. I'm good. But if I had Branch and Brisker, I'll feel real good about my life. Like I don't need. You can have all these other guys. Jalen, I don't need any.
How do you think I feel about having Hamilton and Brisker?
I actually wait till the 5th, man. I actually wait till the 5th.
The 4th is the earliest. That's the earliest.
And that's only if, like, certain situations, like, you go into the 4th and you have A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts is right there. I don't know if I could pass up that.
I think Mark kind of.
And then it's a snake draft.
You got on one of our mocks already, didn't you?
You got what?
Yeah, I don't think I could let this slip up on Jalen. I think he did that on one of our mocks.
It's because like when it's a snake draft, and sometimes you leave at your 4th round, you're not getting back to you to almost the 6th round because it's the end of the 5th. So at that point, you say I might have to get him now, but normally you wait to the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I'll go to the 5th because I'll have an established running back and receivers. I'll get the best there. I've left the 5th round with a QB, but my top 4 picks have been either 3 good running backs or 3 good receivers or 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it happened. Like the first 4 picks for me, I'm going to get the best available because those are going to be my money makers. I could play all, like if I went 3 good running backs or 3 good receivers, right? I could play all 3 of them each and every week, minus the bye week. But I could play those 3 each and every week, and I wouldn't have to worry about it and just grab a 4th later on because I know those are established. Then I'll have to focus on the other position. I've always done that. Because in the 5th round this year, which is crazy, you can get yourself. I've seen Joe Burrow in the 5th. I've seen. Who else in the 5th?
I mean, Joe Burrow's exactly.
Dak
Lawrence.
in the 5th.
Yeah,
I've
Lawrence,
seen
Dak. Yeah.
Dak.
Tyler.
5th, 6th.
Tyler in the 5th. Yeah, and they're all still
Cousins.
They're all putting 3,500 yards.
Yeah.
And they're all getting at least, 25 to 30 touchdowns at minimum. Like, it's still good enough for you to put.
What world does this dude live in?
You got the 5th or 6th?
There you go.
Get out of here. There's no way. There is no way.
Hey, look. I mean, if you're in your 5th or 6th, that's where it's at. But, I mean.
Well, you got that early. Hey.
If I'm in the 5th or 6th and CJ's there, I'm like, yeah.
Okay. You'd be surprised what you still find there. People don't.
Oh, people are special.
So people, they grab their quarterbacks early, and then they just don't need one for the rest of the draft. So they're not looking at a QB in the 5th or anything. And then there's some teams that just don't even care about quarterback. and they get one till like the last, like, bro, like those teams I worry about. Like you can't wait till 10th pick and go get yourself Watson. You know, like then okay, you're asking for it then. But to each his own, and the way they draft is the way they draft. I can only judge, but I cannot say as much at all while I'm drafting until after the draft, because I don't want them to switch their focus and change their mindset in the middle of the draft and like, you know what, Martin is right. Maybe I should have done this. And then they start focusing and they start taking my players. So, yeah. But other than that, guys, what do you guys got anything else?
Yeah, anything? I mean, besides the rookies playing and the fact that the Hall of Fame games coming in, I find that really interesting, and I'm very excited about Hard Knocks. I actually watched the Giants and their trade offer. Their offer they sent to the Barkley Saquon. That was interesting. Seeing it is really interesting. Oh man, all right. He's the first one.
No, he's second. He's right here at the 2. You got him right there.
No, I mean 502. He's the first one, the first quarterback to go.
It looks like it.
We can't see past 4 teams.
Well, he's on his phone, so I think he just screenshotted.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I don't think he's the first one, because if this is CJ
no way.
Richardson, I would assume that somewhere over here in the 9 or 10 rounds,
you got Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar, maybe.
Yeah, they're probably sitting over here. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just all this stuff is happening. Football's happening so fast. I mean, and all these drafts are going to be coming back. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention to all these transactions that are happening. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what these teams are going to turn into. That's why I love football free agency, because you could change a team with 1 or 2 good players. All of a sudden, you go from a bad team to a good team because you make the right move, or you spend a lot of money and you do terrible.
Yeah. And that's happened. They fall in their places, and then it doesn't work out for you, and then you end up losing. It's all right. Yeah. Overall, I think if you're looking into it, before you go into any league, be sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Don't just join it because your friend is in it and he's like, yeah, join my league or whatever, whatnot, and then you end up hating it because of the league settings or something like that. Trust me, I've denied leagues because I don't like the way they're set up. It's going to annoy me. Just because my friend is there or whatever reason, I just no. It's okay to say no. Just don't do it. Don't be in like 50 freaking leagues or whatever, because whatever. Like, I know most of them are best balls, but still, like, nah, man. It's okay to say no. I usually look at the settings. I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this. Sorry, but no. But then also, if you do join, know every nook and cranny of that freaking league, the points and whatnot, because you might be in a league with negative points on kickers. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Negative points on kickers.
I'm gonna say all that greatness until I lose a game because my kicker missed the last 40-yard field goal.
Hell yeah.
No, it'll be even worse. You're up by 3
on a Monday night.
Kicker
The last
like a
2 seconds of the game.
90-yard field goal, and you're like, oh, I just lost.
I'll be screaming, I can't believe this.
Now, is that just misses, or if you get blocked, you get negative points?
If you get blocked,
the same.
That's the same thing as missing. Does the ball go through the field goal? Yes or no? There you go. That answers the question, right? As long as I got y'all on my team, I'm good. Just don't ask for a new deal after 1 year. When I just gave you your extension, okay? Your agents are killing me. I'm sorry. Look, I can't. We pay them for a reason. I cannot justify what he tells you. But listen, our
Hey, all
agents
we do is ball.
That's their job. They give you the headache. We just do the job. All right.
Exactly.
All right.
Ball,
With that,
secure the bag.
Exactly. We just show up and sign and smile for the camera. How much did I make? Oh,
Right.
All right. Boom. All right. You guys remember the game with Green Bay and Cincinnati with McPherson, Crosby? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a field day.
Can you imagine one of those bad win days? Oh my God.
Amazing day for our kickers. Nobody won. Yeah, it was bad. It was hilarious. I was laughing so hard. I love when kickers miss. It makes my day. It makes my day when kickers miss. It is so hilarious because that is the only thing they do. They don't have to show up on time for practice. They show up half an hour late. They could just kick for like an hour. And you know what? I'm going to go to the gym. And that's what they do. That's what they do. And that's fine because that's their only job. But when they miss, oh boy.
It's hilarious until it happens to you.
Right.
But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Tomorrow I'll be talking about the Jaguars. And we're going to continue and finish off the last of these teams. And then we can come back on that last Wednesday before the season and figure that out and then create a report. Yeah, that'll be the Wednesday show. So hopefully everybody's there for that Wednesday. And if you miss out on giving out your predictions for the next couple, like the last few teams, you still got some teams left. So far it's an accumulation of about 4 or 5 of us that kind of show up intermittently and just kind of give out our records. If you guys got any chance during the workday and you're just, I don't know, going on break or something, swing by. Hey, listen, this team's going to go this, and that's my final answer. And I'll add it to the record. And then we'll average it. So, but yeah. Other than that, guys, I got nothing else. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
So, all right, we out, guys.
Good morning, good evening, good night. Damn it, I can't say that on this show. This is the Morning Spike, where we help out on all fantasy news. And I don't even know what the hell Tank says. He's been gone so long. Listen, Tank, you need to come back. You need to come back, Tank. I'm going to make a short of this. Tank, you need to come back. Tank, you need to come back. Stop doing whatever the hell you need to be doing. Just listen. Lucas, go shut up and go talk to mine for a little bit. I got this for 1 hour. Okay? 1 hour on Sundays. That's all. Tank, I need you back. I don't even know the what is it? Good morning, the Morning Spike, where we handle your fantasy football news and trades and IDP and redraft and whatever, whatnot, whatever. Go away.
Sorry, everybody. I let him sign off.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys.
That's on Brian. That's on Brian.
Whatever. Love you guys. Dynasty Piling, we're about to hit 4 unders. Don't forget to get in that raffle whenever we start it up at 4. We will be making the 400th video here soon. I have a feeling it's just going to probably be me and Brian in that video. I don't know if Mark can make it Wednesday nights anymore.
I'll be there.
It doesn't seem too promising, but it's okay.
I believe him. I believe in you, Mark. We got this.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Later.